Welcome everybody to the Town of Babylon Zoning Board of Appeals. Please listen to the rules and procedures that will follow for tonight's meeting.
Good evening, and welcome to tonight's meeting of the Town of Babylon Zoning Board of Appeals. The following is the procedure that will be followed tonight. The matters will be called in the order they appear on the calendar, with adjourned matters being called at the end of the regularly scheduled matters. Matters cannot be heard prior to their published scheduled time. When your matter is called, please submit the affidavit of posting to the secretary and proceed to the podium and give your name and address. The chairperson will then swear you in and read into the record information we have from your application, comments from various town departments, and any correspondence received on your application. The chairperson will then ask you to make whatever presentation you wish to make to the board. After you have made your presentation, the board will ask whatever questions the board deems appropriate, and then we will ask for comments from the public. If you wish to speak for or against an application, we ask that you wait until you're acknowledged. Come forward, give us your name and address, tell us where your property is in relation to the property that's in question tonight, and then please direct your comments to the board, not the applicant or the applicant's representative. We have to keep a record, and we cannot do that if there are people talking over each other or cross conversations. If someone has spoken for or against an application, and they have said exactly the same thing that you wish to say, it will have the same force and effect in the record if you give your name and address, are sworn in, and say that you join in those comments. If you have anything additional to say, please don't hesitate to do so, but keep in mind that you will be given only one opportunity to speak. After the public has spoken, the board may ask the applicant to come back to answer any questions that may have come up as a result of the public comments, or for the applicant to summarize. When the applicant comes back to answer any additional questions, if that happens, that does not start a second round of public comments. Once the matter has been heard, various things may occur. The board may decide the application immediately. It may reserve decision. If the board reserves decision, that does not mean the matter is approved or denied. It just means that the board needs more time to decide, may want to go out and look at the site again, or might want to review the documents and testimony further before making a decision. In either event, the applicant will receive the board's decision in writing shortly after the board makes its decision. If the application is approved, that does not mean that you can then go ahead and start construction or whatever it is that you requested from the board. You will have to wait for the building permit to be obtained from the building department before your go ahead. On some occasions, the matter may be continued for another night. If it is continued, in most cases it will be for the submission of documents, a new survey, new plans, or something of that nature. If that's the case, no one needs to come back on the new date. The documents will be submitted and no further testimony will be taken. On rare occasions, a matter may be continued for future testimony. If that's the case, then people would have to come back to testify. If matters are adjourned at an open meeting on the scheduled date of hearing, no further notice need be given unless specifically required by the board on the date the adjournment is granted. 3 rules that may affect your ability to proceed tonight. 1. If the sign was not posted for 10 days, we cannot hold the hearing tonight. 2. If you commence this proceeding while you own the property, but no longer own the property, and you are here now to continue with the application, you will need either the written consent of the new owner or the new owner to be present for the hearing. This situation could come about if you sold your house or building, money was held in escrow at closing for a certificate of occupancy or permit, and you're here tonight to clear that up. Lastly, if your application is a commercial application and it's other than a renewal, and there is more than one tenant in the building, then you need your landlord to be here. Is there any applicant that has any difficulty with those situations and would need an adjournment tonight?
Is there anyone that would need an adjournment? Please rise and join the board in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First application is application 25027 of Joseph Zito, property located in West Babylon. Name and address for the record, please.
Good evening. Yes, Robert Milsetic, 47 Jerome Avenue, Hicksville, New York, from Milsetic Architecture.
And do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
For the record, we have a Planning Division memo dated March 12, 2025, environmental control memo dated March 14, 2025. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. A survey by Pat Secafico, screwed that up, dated January 30th, 2025. Tax map acting as an area map, and
Chairman, there's 4 photographs and the site plan by Robert Milsetic, dated November 8, 2024.
okay, what would you like to tell us about the application?
Sure. So, good evening. I'm here in representation for the homeowner, Joseph Zito, for his residence located at 1716 Quarter Street in the hamlet of West Babylon. We are seeking a variance to construct a new front portico, not having the required front yard setback of 30 feet. The proposed setback is 21 foot 9 inches to the proposed portico. The front portico is proposed to be 4.7 feet in depth and 7 foot wide, utilizing the existing masonry stoop. The current dwelling, built in 1957, has a diminished front yard setback of 24.5 feet to the garage. As part of this application, we're also doing a front dormer, but we're maintaining the existing building line on the front edge. There's also part of this application, a rear extension, but part of the variance is only for the front portico. Also, the homeowner has no intention for the portico to be enclosed. It'll be an open portico.
Okay, thank you. Turn the hearing over to Mr. Shepherd.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I only had one question and you answered it. You agree that the front portico will not be further enclosed?
Correct. We agree.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion.
Would anyone like to be heard on this application? You're thinking like me now. Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve application 25-271 with the condition that the front portico not be enclosed.
All in favor? Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Next application is application 25029 of Ryan Bartlett and Jessica Kristen Baja Silva, property located in West Babylon. Too many names. Baja. Name and address for the record, please.
So my name is Jessica Kristen Bayada Bartlett, formerly Bayada Silva before I got married, and the property is 362 Arnold Avenue in West Babylon, New York.
Do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
For the record, we have a Planning Division memo dated March the 12th, 2025, environmental control memo dated March 14th, 2025. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. A survey by Michael Minto dated February 19th, 2018. Tax map acting as an area map. And,
Chairman, there's 4 photographs.
okay, would you like to tell us about the application?
Sure. So we are planning to add a second floor to our very small house. As you can see, it's pretty small. So the issue is that the house was built in 1920 or in the 1920s. So a lot of the setbacks, the front, the back, and one of the side yards are not up to the current code. So we're asking for a permission to diminish the front yard setback from 30 feet to 19.1 feet, the south side yard setback to be diminished from 25 feet to 5.4 feet, and to diminish the total side yards from 25 feet to 19.4 feet. That's basically it. We're maintaining the same footprint that we currently have. We're not extending anything. We're just going up. We love where we live. We don't really want to move. It took me 5 minutes to get here. It was really nice. It's convenient for us, and we just want to stay where we are. So if we can build a second floor to grow our family, that's what we'd like to do.
Okay, turn the hearing over to Mr. Shepherd.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. Thank you. What's the purpose of the second floor? What's going to be up there?
It would just be bedrooms. So there's going to be 3 bedrooms and a bathroom. So as it stands, our current home has 2 bedrooms. That's the definition, because there's 2 closets, but they're very small, roughly like 8 by 8 feet.
So there will be 5 bedrooms?
So we're also planning to diminish the current biggest bedroom that we've been inhabiting. We're going to actually get rid of that wall and make it a dining room, living room, so it would be 4.
So it'll be 4 bedrooms.
Yes, one of them is currently, it would stay as an office, to be honest with you, but it's legally a bedroom because it has a closet.
1 bath, 1 kitchen.
As it stands right now, yes. But then when we have a dormer, it would be 2 bathrooms.
2 bathrooms.
Yes, so there's an additional, upstairs would be 3 bedrooms and a bathroom,
1 kitchen.
1 kitchen.
I have no further questions. Sorry?
I know, I think that was I had called the architect when we had gotten the plans and confirmed it, because I also thought the same thing. It's just 1 big, long bedroom. It's just, I think, the way that he centered, the line centering, but it's 1 bedroom. It's not a 2. You're welcome.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve application 25-029.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Next application is application 25028 of Kevin and Jessica Marr, property located in Copac. Name and address for the record.
Ashley Lowe Keanese from Mark Anthony Architects, 1563 Belmore Avenue in Belmore, New York.
And do you affirm to tell the truth?
I do.
For the record, we have a planning division memo dated March 12th, 2025, environmental control memo dated March 14th, 2025. You should have gotten a copy of this. You need to just make sure about DEC permit as far as the wetlands, tidal wetlands. I guess this is a survey, Pat Sedefico, dated, or last dated, September 16, 2016. Tax map acting as an area map, and
Chairman, there's 5 photographs in the site plan by Mark Anthony Architect dated January 8th, 2024.
thank you. What would you like to tell us about the application?
Is there a stenographer? No?
Say it again?
Do you want a copy? Okay. My name is Ashley Lowe. I am Ashley Lowe Keanese. Sorry, getting used to that. I am here tonight on behalf of our clients, Mr. Kevin and Jessica Mayer. Mr. Mayer is with us tonight. We are here on behalf of 15 Harbor Court in Copac, New York. The lot itself is 11,895 square feet and is located in a Residence A zone. We are here as a result of an application for a proposed entry vestibule built under the existing roof line and proposed second-story addition. The proposed second-story addition will be above the existing dwelling, as the homeowners are looking to expand the home for their growing family. Additionally, we are also legalizing the existing front portico, the rear roof over patio, first-story addition, washer and dryer, and shed. Firstly, we are requesting permission to diminish the front yard setback for the existing portico from the required 40 feet minimum to 36.12 feet, for which we are requesting 3.88 feet of relief. Additionally, we are looking to reduce the front yard setback for the proposed second floor addition from the required 40 feet minimum to 39.46 feet, for which we require relief of just 0.54 feet. The property is located in a cul-de-sac, so the reduction of the front yard setbacks are not as noticeable as the houses are not in a typical row, as it is at the end of the cul-de-sac. In the rear of the property, the existing roof over portico, has a rear yard setback of 25.75 feet, where 40 feet is required, and for which we are requesting 14.25 feet of relief. Also in the rear of the property, the second floor addition has a proposed setback of 31.6 feet, where 40 feet is required, and for which we are requesting 8.4 feet of relief. I would like to note that this property is on the canal, so they do not have neighbors directly behind them. The properties in the rear are across the canal. The proposed work does increase the total building area from the maximum allowed of 15% to 17.03%, for which we are requesting relief of 2.03%, or 261 square feet. Our final request, and perhaps our largest request, is to diminish the distance to the south side lot line from the required 10 feet to 2.2 feet, for which we are requesting relief of 7.8 feet. The shed was constructed in November of 2021, and Mr. Mayor did get verbal permission from his neighbor located on that side of the property at the time to place it there, but was unaware that he needed to get a shed permit until he filed for the proposed work. As for the other existing items that we are here to legalize this evening, those were done prior to the mayor's ownership, which was taken over in 2020, and they were also made aware at the time of filing for the proposed work before you tonight. Lastly, I submitted letters of support from 3 of the neighbors who the project was discussed with, and they have no objections and offered their support. The letters are from the abutting property, 17 Harbor Court, and then 19 Harbor Court and 7 Harbor Court, which are also located in the cul-de-sac, provided their support as well. We did speak with 11 Harbor Court, which is the other abutting property, and that house is currently unoccupied and nobody is living there. It's for sale. As for 21 Harbor Court, the homeowner was recently moved to a nursing home, so we did try to speak to the majority of owners. The ones who we did speak with offered their support. I did notice in the paperwork that we received whether or not the mayors would be open to not enclosing the front portico in the future or the rear roof over patio, and yes, they would be open to not enclosing those in the future.
Thank you. Turn hearing over to Mr. Dellavecchia.
Good evening, how are you?
Good. How are you?
So the second floor addition is going to be going directly over the first
Yes,
floor? We're not coming out any further, it's all gonna be the same?
it's right over the existing dwelling.
Okay. And the purpose of it is just for more rooms? What's gonna be on the second floor?
3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and a proposed study, I believe. Let me just double check that. I know 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms are being added. Yes, a proposed study.
Gotcha, and how many beds and baths will it be total
4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms.
altogether throughout?
Altogether, there's 3 and 3 on the top, and then 1 of each on the bottom. 1 bathroom, 1 bedroom on the existing
It's
first
all
floor.
One kitchen, it's gonna be single-family use?
Single-family use.
Okay.
They have no plans for an accessory apartment. I saw that that was a question as well.
Okay. One other thing is that you should ascertain if, with the DEC, if you need a permit. Is it the wetlands?
We were told that we did not need a permit from the DEC.
Okay, as long as you reached out and asked.
Yeah.
The shed, that's the only thing that I saw when I was down there that looks out of character, I guess. Could it be moved to a conforming location?
So I did speak to the homeowner about it earlier today. It was just put up a few years ago, so it's in relatively good condition. I mean, obviously, if he has no choice, then he would. But like I said, he did get permission from the owner that lives on that side of the property if they'd have an issue with it. But I guess ultimately, that's up to the board.
Yeah, I mean, if we could move it, that'd be great, the 10 feet.
Can I just talk to him for a second
go ahead.
before I say yes on the record?
Yeah.
Do you want to come and speak and ask any questions?
Is there 10 feet on this setback? Is 18?
It's 18, it'd be real close to the house. So if anything, you'd move it back. It'd have to be moved back. Or else you'd be like right on top of the house.
Yeah. If it's absolutely required, I guess I could. But it's 24 feet over the square footage, right? 24 square feet. Or I
If
could
it's
cut 4 feet off it and call it even. right?
So if a shed is only 100 square feet, then it's allowed to remain 2 feet off of the setback, correct?
Yes.
So if it was made smaller so that it wasn't, because it's only 24 feet over, if it was made,
24 square feet.
24 square feet, excuse me. If it was made smaller, would that be fine?
Yeah, you would be at 2.2 feet away, so,
Either one is fine with the board,
Yeah.
whether it's made smaller or moved.
yeah.
Okay, good.
If you, yeah. One or the other.
Or move it?
Or
Or is
move
that, okay, then yes.
You have to make it in a conforming location.
Okay.
Which if you make it smaller, that's a conforming location on the
Okay, that's
side
fine.
yard. Otherwise, you move it. So, but we're going to take that off, so you have to do that before you can get the CO for what you're trying to do there.
Got it.
Okay?
Would that reduce the building area? Katie? Yeah. So if you did make it smaller, that would also reduce the building area?
Yeah, it'll reduce the lot coverage.
Correct. So we would need an updated one.
Okay,
All right?
and that can just be submitted to the building department?
Correct.
Okay,
And we are waiting for Suffolk County planning, so we can't move on it until that.
Would anyone else like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. We're going to close the hearing, reserve decision. We're going to keep the record open so that you can submit a new plan showing what you're going to do with the shed, either, make it smaller or to move it one way or the other. Okay?
okay, is there a certain date that you guys need that by?
I guess the sooner the better, because
Okay.
once we have it, we can make an,
No, absolutely.
okay?
Some boards require it by a date.
Thursday, and then they're off the following Thursday, so.
So if I can get it in by next Thursday, you guys can read it in. Got it, awesome. I'll have it in before then. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Next application is application 25025 of MCM Realty LLC, property located in West Babylon. Name and address for the record, please.
Yes, Larry Buscemi for Select Permits, 15 Vineyard Way, Mount Sinai, New York.
Okay, and do you affirm to tell the truth?
I do.
For the record, we have a planning division memo dated March 13th, 2025. Environmental control memo dated March 17th, 2025. Should have got a copy of this. There's a number of items on this.
Yes.
Okay. Survey by Ward Brooks dated June 19th, 24. Tax map acting as an area map and
Mr. Chairman, there's 4 photographs in the site plan by Sebastian Satatsky, dated December 12, 2024.
what would you like to tell us about the application?
This application comes before the board pursuant to an application to build a new home on a lot that contained an old home, which was built in 1909 and was not subject to these zoning regulations. That home has subsequently been demolished as it was untenable, and now the applicant comes before you to construct a new home with 2 asks. The first is to reduce a lot frontage from 125 feet to 115 feet, which is a 7% reduction, and also to increase the square footage of the garage, or to construct a garage that is 544 square feet, which of course is 44 square feet greater than is allowed by code. As far as the frontage is concerned, again, it's only a 7% reduction, and the house that was there before it also enjoyed that same lot frontage. As far as the garage is concerned, there is a detached garage actually still on the property, which is well over 1,000 square feet. So that garage is going to be demolished, and this garage will be considerably smaller. It's only 44 square feet over, and the reason for that is that it's just the way the house is constructed. It just would aesthetically just wouldn't look right if it was any smaller. If the board has any questions.
Okay, thank you. Turn the hearing over to Mr. Shepherd.
How are you?
All right, how are you, sir?
Good, brother. So we're taking down that
Big-
four-car garage in the back?
Big
there?
giant garage in the back, yeah.
And that'll be before construction?
During the process of construction, probably prior to laying the foundation.
And the other concern that the board had is the basement. There's supposed to be a water issue. Have they done testing?
Not to my knowledge, but that'd be part of the engineering department's purview, wouldn't it? If it's something that's not, structurally sound or the groundwater would not allow it, then the engineering and building department won't allow this to be built with a basement.
It was reviewed by our
Yeah. Well, the applicant is willing to comply with all the comments in the planning memo.
Okay, well, I mean, you know, this is, I'm assuming this is speculation, is being built and sold?
Yes.
So, we don't want to pass on problems to the next person, because they're just going to come back to us.
Right.
Would you agree to the covenants and restrictions?
Yes.
On the planning memos? And you will be connecting to sewers?
Yes.
I don't think I have any further questions at this time, Mr. Chairman.
So, go ahead. So have you done test bores there or no?
The groundwater, yeah.
You did test bores?
Yeah, we have health department approval and all that.
Okay.
So a test boring was done for health.
You have it?
Yeah, I reviewed it, and the footings of the basement slab just are too close to the groundwater table
So the plans are going to be, have to be revised, showing, just a slab then? All right.
They have to be reviewed now for the zoning board.
Okay, so we're going to have to adjourn this then.
No, we're not gonna adjourn.
All right.
You need to submit that before we can move the application.
Okay.
one way or another, that's all. You don't have to come back again or
All right,
anything like
that's fair.
that. All right.
And we also need an updated short environmental form. It says new cesspools to be constructed there.
Okay,
That needs to be updated.
all right,
And you agree to the covenants and restrictions?
correct.
Sewers.
Right.
Yeah, the short environmental form said cesspool. That's why we need to update it.
And the planning memo requires says sewer connection.
All right. Thank you. Would anyone like to be heard on this application? Come on up.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the board. My name is Robin Courtney. I abut the property at an L shape like this. If you look at the picture, my property comes, I'm assuming that's,
Oh,
yeah.
I need your name and address for the record,
Oh,
please.
yes, 80 Berkshire Road, West Babylon, New York.
Name?
Robin Courtney.
Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you. Do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, most certainly, or at least
ahead.
my strongest opinion.
Okay.
I really have questions, not objections. I did not know about the water problem. I'd like to give you a short history of this project so that you take this also into effect. When they began to take this 1909 house and worked on it for about 2 or 3 months, I'm not sure exact date. And when I called, because I looked in the front of the house to see the building permit, I didn't see one. I found out later that someone had called, but also I questioned whether there was a building permit, and they said no, and there was action by, I don't know whether the board or someone else to
Code enforcement,
cease
more than likely.
their construction, and then the house was subsequently destroyed and removed. My main concern is I wasn't permitted to get the survey, but from my notes and memory, my house has 25-foot side yards. All of my neighbors, as we go around to the street there at Old Farmingdale, all of those houses have 25 feet side yards. I don't know, and some of the houses have been, they've taken down older houses and rebuilt them, and the neighborhood has improved in many ways. I did some calculations, and I'm not sure what this 10 feet deduction means. I assume it means that they're going to narrow the side yards, and I'd like to know if that's accurate.
No. It's the width of the lot is the reduction. It's not having anything to do with side yards necessarily.
Okay, and, all right, the other thing is, I was going to mention the garage in the back. I've been told now from the gentleman who did the presentation that that is going to be removed. I would very much like it to be removed before construction begins, if that's possible. I don't know if you have that authority, because it would be very difficult for them to remove it after the house is being constructed. It would block the way, and I am not sure if they will follow the rules, and that's my main concern.
Okay, we'll ask them,
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
But the most important to me is the 20-foot side yards will remain, and there won't be any impingement on
They're
that.
not asking for a variance for that, so yes, they'd have to meet whatever the code is.
Thank you
okay?
so very much.
You got it, no problem. Yeah, would anyone else like to be heard on this application? No. Okay. So, can we take the garage down before construction?
The only thing is, I'm thinking that he may want to, during construction, store his materials there. It'd be a more secure place to store materials. I mean, it will be taken down, and the gentleman's objection was the convenience of the contractor, as far as it will get in the way. But isn't that up to the contractor, and that up to the builder?
So
It
you
will
don't
be
feel-
down.
You don't feel it's going to be a problem if it's after construction, or at some point after the house is started to be built?
I think it's probably going to be taken down prior to construction, only because they're going to have the crew there for excavation and stuff, and the same equipment.
They'll demo that down.
Right, but I can't guarantee it. Either way, it's gone before the house is CO'd.
Okay. All right, any other questions? Okay, we'll close the hearing, we're going to reserve decision. You're going to have to get back to us with new plans showing no basement.
No basement, okay.
Crawl space, either slab or a crawl space.
Okay. Thank you much. Have a great night.
You too. Next application is application 25030 Bangs Towing, Inc., property located in West Babylon. Man, it is your night. Name and address for the record, please.
Good evening, Laura Ellis, Laura ALS PC, 85 Broadway, Suite F, Amityville, New York, 11701.
Okay, for the record, we have a planning division memo dated March 14th, 2025. Environmental control memo dated March 14th, 2025. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. Suffolk County planning memo dated March 20th, 2025 has a valid permit. A survey by John McWilliams dated February 18th, 2010. Tax map acting as an area map. And,
Mr. Chairman, there's 4 photographs.
okay, what would you like to tell us about the application?
Yes, good evening, members of the board. I'm the attorney for the applicant, Bangs Tow Service, Inc., and we're requesting renewal of a special exception permit to operate a public garage as an auto body repair shop, all in connection with an existing building. The building is at 20 Ead Street in West Babylon. It's about 125 feet north of Edison Avenue in a heavy industrial area. It's zoned Industry GA. The building and the site are near buildings of similar type uses. Nearby, there's a crematorium and a waste services company. There's dumpsters and carting. The building and the site are very well maintained, very neat. There are no open complaints. We did submit the photographs. The lot is approximately 27,000 square feet. It's improved by one-story masonry building. There's been no change since this was last approved by the board. It was previously approved for 3 years. And I have been representing Bangs Tow Service on the renewal since 2014, but I believe that the first year this was granted was back to 2011.
Thank you.
If anyone has
Hearing
any-
over to Mr. Shepherd.
How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Would you agree to the previously imposed conditions and covenants and restrictions for an auto body repair shop?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, I have no further questions.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve application 25-030 for a period of 5 years.
Second.
All in favor?
With the previously imposed conditions and covenants and restrictions for auto body repair shop.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, that concludes the live streaming portion of the meeting. We will now continue with the remainder of our